Man, I have a lot of stuff that I need to do today. I hope the weather's good because I need to be able to rush in and out of my car and I don't feel like being soaking wet. Well, that is definitely not gonna work. Hello, everybody. Willing Pathfinder here, and as you can guess from the intro, today we're talking about rain. Also, as you can guess by how loud my background is, we're also talking about rain because it's still raining. So, the thing we need to keep in mind when we're dealing with wheelchairs and rain or adaptive devices in rain is that there's certain things that might come into consideration and come into play that wouldn't normally come into play. So you have sensory. Some people love the sound of rain like I do, and then some people despise it because it can be loud. Then we have the sort of feeling of it. Because for a wheelchair user like myself, I get soaked head to toe in rain. The rain completely just covers me in rain. It sucks. And so when I say covered head to toe, by the way, I mean like I'm sitting in it, my seat gets wet. I don't have anything over my legs get wet. If I forget my raincoat, my top gets wet. And another thing that people don't realize too is grip wise. You don't have any grip on your anything really when you have rain because you can't hold it because it gets wet, it gets slippery. But now on the flip side of this, you've got, if you enjoy rain, the sound's kind of relaxing, especially if it's a slower rain. Today's rain's a bit heavy, which is why you can hear it so clearly through my mic. But you also have other options. So like take, for example, I can wear a raincoat to decrease the amount of rain on my upper body. I could get a small like tarp or something like that to cover my legs if I'm really that bothered by it. I could have a extra backup seat cushion in my vehicle, so like when I get to wherever I'm going, I can swap up the seat cushion if it's bothering me there. There's different ways we can kind of get around the issues when it comes to rain. So my main talking point for this video is going to be, and my other challenge to you is going to be to think of ways we can benefit from a day like today where the rain kind of messes with your plans for whatever it is you're doing. So in my case today, if I wanted to go out and do some recording outside or something like that, I'm going to need to change what it is I'm recording and what I'm bringing with me to keep myself dry so I can still accomplish what I'm going to be doing. I'm also going to be looking at maybe just changing up my schedule a bit. Maybe I can sit outside on the porch like I'm doing right now and just listening to the sounds and enjoying the sounds of the storm. Or maybe I do something more inside based, more content based on the like gaming, or maybe I go to my sports and I enjoy sports, or maybe I go to a workout because I'm going to get sweaty from the workout, come back out in the rain, get refreshed. Maybe we can borrow some of that logic. We also have the idea of maybe you're going to have a nice hot chocolate or a nice coffee and just chill. Maybe that's your thing. That's your like rain thing you like to do. Maybe your rain thing you enjoy doing when it's raining is painting and doing different painting, or drawing or journaling. Maybe as I speak, I'm getting cars coming down the road. It's like messing with me. I'm gonna keep that in. But like, you get all these different things that you can do when it comes to your solutions. You're like what you need to do. But what if you're caught unprepared? Well, if you're caught unprepared and you just have a random pop-up storm that just shows up and soaks you, one of the things you can do is maybe somewhere in your vehicle you can keep an umbrella, and if you see my video on it, a golf umbrella holder. There is ways that if you have a backpack, you can mount that thing to the back of your wheelchair, so you always have a way of holding an umbrella attached to your wheelchair. I have used it multiple times. It works as long as you have a backpack to help hold the thing in place. Again, see my video, it's on my channel. Selfless plug. But what about the grip problem? Because the grip problem is a curious one. Well, for one, if you actually have rubber rims instead of the aluminum rims that I have, or you have a spare set of rubber rims, you can just do that. You can use the rubber rims. They'll have a little more grip. Downside of that is you probably wouldn't want it during like hot weather, because it's going to like get all on your hands and stuff. So if you're a tactile person like I am, where you don't like the feel of certain things, that's not always the best play. You could also wear some gloves, specifically the biker like fingerless gloves, because they don't have the problem of getting like super damp. They just have a basic feel. So they might be okay for this type of weather. And they also kind of double as decent gloves for if it's like really hot and you just like don't want to touch your metal because it's kind of hot and you need them to brace your palm a little bit. They'll double up there. The next sort of talking point that I can think of when it comes to rain and how I deal with rain is considering transportation, considering when I'm leaving, sort of looking at the intensity of the storm, how long is it going to last, either leaving a little bit earlier, a little bit later, and just slightly adjusting my time schedule so I'm not like leaving during the highest pitch part of the storm where it's the worst. And that is one of the other ways that I avoid it. So those are kind of my tips and my tricks that I've been doing over the years to deal with rain. If you can think of any that I've left out, leave a comment. Would love to hear it. Until the next time, though, I'm the Willing Pathfinder, and I'll see you on the path.